My head's out of this. Right. Hello. Welcome to the first vlog that I'm ever going to do. It's been advised I do one because I get more content out. I can't really see the top of my head right now. Let's slump down a little. Right, so I'm just going to run you through a day, full day of eating sort of thing, and then what we get up to today. My fan is moving. Let's not do that. Come on. That's the one. We're heading down to Brighton because Ali's got some in-person posing clients to do, so I'm going to train at PHX Brighton. And then we're going to mooch around Brighton for a bit, and we're going to go watch Thor later, the new Thor movie. We're currently rewatching Ragnarok because why not? Meal one is, I don't know if you can see, that is 4 eggs and 2 pieces of toast. Toast is buttered. We don't do dry around here. And 1 decaf coffee, as I already had my caffeinated coffee earlier before my cardio, hence why I'm so red at the minute. So yes, I'll eat that, and then I'll be on to meal 2 because I've got to have my pre-workout before we leave. So I will just munch through this now. Should we do time lapse? Or no? I mean, I could just film it. We can just film me eating if you really want. I can show you actually how I do it. So we dip the toast to begin with. We get all of the yolkiness out of here because I don't want it spilling everywhere when I make these into sandwiches. So put a yolk off the end, get a knife, fork out. Skillfully, apparently, this morning, there's not much skill with these eggs. Place egg on bread. 2 eggs in each one. Eat a little bit of the white because it's going to be too much. Slap that on top. Oh yeah, there's also a bit of low salt and 4 to 5 grinds of pink Himalayan salt on this, just for my.
And how many grams of oats are you doing?
I'm having 100 grams of it. So here we go. Makes it a bit quicker, but also makes it taste nicer. So.
How much better do eggs taste now?
They still taste good. I mean, in the off season, I was eating like 4 pieces of toast and 4 crumpets with my 3 to 4 eggs in the morning. So that was more the challenge than the egg. I wouldn't go above 4 eggs, to be honest. From a digestion perspective, like I used to eat 8 to 10 when I was younger, and it's just stupid. You end up feeling really sick. So, or it's just hard to digest, and then you have like eggs out in your stomach for ages. Actually, this is a nice bit of burn as well going on. Basically, the day I shaved, I'd left the hair a bit long. I ended up using a men's razor rather than the usual women's, and obviously I've managed to scrape the shit out of myself a bit, which is a very amateur move, but there we go. Been this way since the start prep. I generally don't like to change it too much, but once I have to start dropping out the bread, becomes a bit brutal. But some things you got to do. You got to have some 0 carb meals sometimes. Eventually, last time I didn't. I still kept the bread in just because I wanted it, but you know, last time it was a different story. We shall see how that progresses. I don't get people that don't like egg. Some people are like, oh no, the texture's horrible. I'm just like, well, you're horrible. You just didn't do it right. It's like scrambled eggs that are like fucking absolutely blitzed. Who likes those?
We also have a new cardio setup. Yeah, so didn't have to leave the flat to do cardio, which is nice.
I have a new spin bike, which is sat right here because my flat isn't very big, but does the job. Very nice bike, so definitely worth the money. Especially as I don't want to have to go to a gym before I have to leave for work in the mornings, which is rather early. I'm aware this is just me eating now, but the more content we get, the better. So what? My chest is looking fucking mad right now.
It is. Inhaled that.
Just inhaled the titties, is what you said. I will also run you through supplementation. Obviously, the next meal is my pre-workout meal, which is consistent, but you can move it throughout the day depending on when your workout is. And the reason why it is my pre-workout meal is because it has a nice distribution of protein, fat, and carbs. 20 to 30 grams of protein. How many carbs would it be? 60 to 70 grams of carbs? Yeah. And then fat-wise, not too much, but not too little. Probably like 10 grams, maybe less. Very easily digestible oats protein powder. Tastes good, nutrient-dense meal. Zhuzh it up with water, put a bit more water in it, makes it bigger, so you feel like eating more food, volumize the food. Very useful in the diet phase. Just a good, very good pre-workout meal. So it's 100 grams of oats and 1 scoop of protein powder, and that is it. to bang it in the microwave. 3 minutes. And then see how it comes out. I like mine not as dense as yours. You like
mine thick. Journey to Brighton.
Journey to Brighton. It takes about, what, an hour to get there from
Yeah.
here, so it's a little road trip. We do get a Starbucks on the way because there is one, and it's prep, so what else are you going to spend your money on when you can't spend it on food? Coffee. We've also got plenty of stuff from 1MR, but I feel like I will show you that later because we need to head off.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'll run through my pre-workout and intra-workout once I have this meal, as in supplementation-wise, not in food, because obviously the food's cooking. Right, whey protein, perform whey, some oats, 100 grams. It's a little chunky at the minute. That's okay. You know, that's all right consistency. So what I'm gonna do is open this up. Double chalky flavour from GYMBEAST. Code BigKent. You want to get 10% off. Is very nice, this stuff. Very digestible. It's the best way I've ever used, so I keep fucking using it because of it. I'm not about to go back to fucking my protein of all things. As it's so expensive at the minute as well. I mean, if that's one isolate, that's the case for all isolates in the minute. It's just a supply issue. Due to COVID. Bang some water on that over the top of the protein powder. I know most people don't do this because they like to be patient, but I don't. So I'm just going to go ahead. And you can see that I'm mixing it all together. Takes it. You do end up doing that as well. When you're on prep as well, like as you get into off season, obviously bigger volume of food, bigger bowls, and bigger containers. But in prep, ideally you want to be using like, you know, something that will make your food appear bigger, because it's more of the psychological effect than anything. I mean, I'm still using a normal size spoon. You do get to a point where you start using a teaspoon for everything, which trying to then get out of it after prep is a bit of a difficult habit. But yeah, there we go. That's all worked through. So let's move you over to the my new kitchen table, which is nice and small compared to the old one, which was far too large. Food. Very small in my hands, but there we go. Very nice, very digestible meal. I don't really eat oats in the off season just because they're quite thick food, and you know, you volumize them up. Oh, it's fucking tasty. But the minute everything tastes rather good because obviously I'm being starved of food. I won't generally eat these in the off season because protein powder anyway. When you're shoveling a shitload of food in your mouth, stuff that isn't going to be like super digestible, you're going to notice that. I'd rather have cereal or cereal instead of this, because it's just, you can eat a lot of it, you can get a lot of carbs in one go, and the volume is pretty similar. You showed me, didn't you, the Weetabix minis?
Yes.
Chocolate.
Super dense.
Super dense. Like you could have 300 grams of it. It's not actually that much in a bowl. Like you could fit 300 grams in this, and you can eat it in about 2 minutes, and that would be like 200 grams of carbs. It's mad. So as we're in prep, we're on this, which is about the same size as that in terms of volume. And it takes a bit longer to eat because it's hot. I'll stop recording because me talking and eating is going to slow me down because we've got to leave in 8 minutes. So I'll see you in the car. Bye. Where's the button? God, I'm so technologically inept.
So while he finishes munching, intra-workout is 15 grams of the Anova Farm Recover EAA, and this is the Candy Apple Rancher. Is it good?
It tastes real good.
It tastes real good, apparently. Serving of creatine because natty. Lol.
Yes, all of that.
And then 15 grams of maltodextrin, so just carbohydrate. 30, yeah, sorry. I knew I meant that. Just a rather large bottle of water as well.
You don't want a too small bottle of water because otherwise all that, if you're using a carb powder, it won't mix properly. Granted, I'm only using 30 grams. I haven't swapped over to cyclic dextrin. I've just been using maltodextrin as it is cheap as chips.
And it digests well.
And I can digest it, so most people can't. It's pretty rough on the old stomach, but mine is
sturdy.
Just made of different stuff, I guess.
Is this unflavoured, this one?
It is, yeah. Because I'm putting but no point my flavour on it. Plus, the my protein flavours are fucking horrible. Mental, make a note in this video. I don't want a sponsorship from my protein.
Thanks. And the most important thing with Intra is that you actually get it drunk before the end of the session. Because you see people walking out the gym, they're still drinking their Intra workout.
You're going to take it home or something like that? You get it drunk? What do you mean? Like...
You drink it, you finish it, is what I meant. Thank you. Oh, fuck.
Oh, are we going to be able to reach? We need to step. Oh, there we go. Right, the 2 problems.
The magical chopstick. Done. Anything else?
Pre-workout.
Pompage from Trained by JP. Which is actually a very good product, to be fair. Again, on the fucking top shelf.
Well, I have to get some space. I've only got giant cupboards. I've got a lot of supplements.
This one. But that's way is really, really good. 2 scoops of that. Do you want it in a shaker?
Yeah, just take it. Just.
New one?
Sorry, I'm ordering her around. Wash that one. I would normally do this myself, but I'm just.
Yes. And I don't like sitting still. So
No.
makes no difference. So we will pick you up when we have gotten in the vehicle. So as promised, we are now in the car, caffeinated as well, and on our way to Brighton. What session have you actually got today?
I have got back today. Run through that when we get there. But yeah, I'm trying to focus on Brighton. It's my second back session of the week, but it is just back. There is no hamstrings or glutes involved. So I'll be getting a rather large pump on today, so that'll be nice.
Juicy. I've just got 3 in-person sessions, which is cool. So I will mainly be in the studio, and we'll try and get as much training footage as possible before my camera dies. But we will see you at the gym.
We have arrived. Ali is doing some posing with a client. I am getting my pre-workout in, and then I will begin the session. So you'll see it as it unfolds. Just going to try and blitz through it today. Don't really want to film too much. I'm not really in the mood to, so I'll film what I want, but it's not too busy in here, so I should be able to get most of it. But time to see this off and get started.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just struggle up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just struggle up. Don't be scared. yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining out, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Hello again. It's now Sunday. The camera died on me when I was in the gym, so I've only got half the workout from yesterday. And then we were enjoying the Brighton sun far too much to bother taking camera out. So we just had a nice chill one, didn't we?
We did.
So my session was very good. Phoenix is a good little gym. It's got a shed load of Panata kit. It's pretty much all Panata. You got most of the session, to be fair. We did 2 sets of pull over, 2 sets of pull down, 2 sets of single arm row, and then I think the camera died from then. And then it was the chest supported row, which is annoying because I wanted to get, I think I might have got that in. I think I did, but I got 1 set in on the camera, that is, I did 2. What else? I can never remember the full fucking thing. Oh, then it was an upper back row, then Rodolfo. Well, have the session on the screen. Let's have the session on the screen. Josh, put the session on the screen. I'll talk of this. Yeah, and then it was 4 sets of biceps, so 2 preacher and 2 low cable curl, which I actually did from a machine. Because they have that machine there. Yes, it was a good session. And then I did some posing for a bit, which I've got the video of, but it's only in portrait because it's on my phone. But yeah, I was looking alright, feeling good, feeling a little juicy at just under 9 weeks out now. Actually no, it's Sunday today, isn't it? It's now 9 weeks on the dot, 9 weeks out on the dot. So yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling very lean for 9 weeks out. 100.5 kilos of body weight this morning. Considering my cap is 93, that is only 7.5 kilos to go in 9 weeks, and you can drop like 2 or 3 in peak week pretty easily just from water. So I don't think I'm exactly fat at the minute. You know, I've got a bit to lose off my arse and my lower back. You know, there's a little bit hanging on here. There's obviously still a bit around here, but it's all coming in pretty rapidly. So I'm pretty happy. In terms of nutrition then, I'm going to follow on from yesterday because we only had meal 1 and pre-workout. So I'm going to show you meal 1 and my normal meal 2, which would be cream of rice, and then probably meal 3, which is chicken and potato. Anyway, we'll do the rest of the full day. But for this morning, we haven't done our cardio yet. New cardio setup. Bicycle. She has an hour, so she's going to go first. I have half an hour, so I will go afterwards. And I will play video games while she does it. Very entertaining. But yeah, I'm just going to have my pre-cardio nutrition / drugs now, so they get fully on the system. So obviously I'm taking a substance called clenbuterol. It is actually an asthma drug for horses. So if you have an asthmatic horse, you're probably going to give them clenbuterol, but I have no idea how rare that situation is or not. But obviously they thought it warranted the development of a drug which can also be used for human consumption, which is a bit weird, but there we go. Anyway, in order to stop being super dehydrated, because that drug does that, I take every morning the Strom Hydromax. And in terms of the panel, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but it's got 5 grams of taurine per scoop. This is 5 grams of taurine, 2 grams of cranberry extract, 2 grams of coconut water, and 200 milligram of dandelion extract. So this is purely for hydration purposes, as is in the name. As I take Clen and obviously do half an hour on a bike, you will lose a lot of electrolytes. So this keeps me nice and topped up on those. That means I won't get cramps, I won't get the shakes from Clen. and generally I won't get a horrendous headache, which is what you will get if you end up dehydrated from using clenbuterol. It's not fun having that feeling. Like, I know there's loads of people like, oh, the cleanse going on, I've got the cleanse shakes. So yeah, you'll have that for the first couple of days even if you use this product, but after a couple of days it does go away, and the benefit of this is you won't get the headache that comes along with it. Obviously I'm also using a litany of other things such as your GYMBEAST, which is a lipolytic drug. Yeah, but it's not a drug, it's a supplement. It's plant-based, as most of these things are, but it's not an illegal substance because of the substance. It's an illegal substance because of the marketing, because it was marketed as a fat burner. So in the UK it's illegal, but in the US it's not. Bit strange. But there we go. So I'm taking that too. I've got 20 milligrams of that going in. T4, which is 100 milligrams of T4 a day, which is just as a baseline thyroid function. So obviously as you get further and further along into a prep, your thyroid function starts to dip. Well, does it dip or increase? Anyway, that's the words. Becomes down-regulated, so it becomes harder to burn as much calories in the same work for the same period of time. 100 milligrams of that is the replacement dose, so it just keeps you at your thyroid functioning at a constant level. I'm also taking 37.5 milligrams of T3 at the minute, which is something which will upregulate your thyroid function, which means you obviously start burning more calories for the same work. That's fun, that's great. It just means obviously being assisted, it does mean getting leaner is easier. Yeah, I've lost half a kilo yesterday, so not that is consistent at all. It's not every day. I'm not losing half a kilo every day. That would be fucking terrifying. It's just, you know, a big drop in once, but the drops are coming thick and fast. So, you know, the past couple of weeks I've lost a fair amount of weight, but I'm still looking full, so we're all good. What else am I taking in the morning? Also taking 25 milligram of Proviron. It's essentially what is prescribed to guys for HRT, alongside, I think it would be like 120 milligram, 125 milligram of test, what you get from a doctor for HRT. Telmisartan for blood pressure. This is something that's missed out by a lot of guys who aren't really in the know about gear use. You put steroids in you, it's going to increase your blood pressure, and increased blood pressure for a long period of time will cause hypertension, and that will cause kidney damage, which is not something we want. Kidney damage, not the best. Get on your telmisartan. It's also going to have an impact on preventing cardiac remodeling, which is obviously where your heart gets bigger from use. Also, you get with damaged valves and that sort of thing. So having regular blood pressure in a healthy range is obviously very healthy and what we want. So we don't want to be getting into the realms of high blood pressure. It's really not good for you. It's definitely, a few years ago, would have been one of those unforeseen killers of bodybuilders. It doesn't even have to be that big. If you get hypertension, it can happen at any size really. That obviously does happen for the larger person, gentleman, lady, but it doesn't matter. You can still get high blood pressure from stress, so it's one of those things to definitely stay on top of. So telmisartan, any sort of ARB, looks like this in the the funny thing is, you get it, obviously it's prescription meds, so it comes in, you know, it comes from an actual lab, this stuff. Whereas a lot of other stuff, you know, I'll just show you the bottle for your GYMBEAST. Just comes in a little branded drug bottle as such. And that's gonna, don't know if that's going to focus or not. Here you go. Right. Anyway, the bottle just looks, you know, standard little bottle. You order anything from these guys, it'll come in those kind of bottles. But like even the T4 comes in a branded. It's funny, you know, all this stuff is well, like Proviron, Bayer. Yeah, that's a branded box. That's come from actual Bayer itself. A lot of this stuff, especially when you're getting into gear usage, is funny because, you know, you can get stuff which is pharma grade, as they call it. It's going to come from a pharmacy. It's going to come from a drug company. But then obviously you get people they know the formulas, and they will develop the drugs themselves, and it'll be a lot cheaper. But then you're getting into the realms of, is this real? You know, is this genuine? And a lot of the time, especially if you're going with a reputable source and a reputable, we call them, brand of gear, They are good, but I've had problems in the past with stuff that's not been real, and you don't know until you've had the blood test to find out, unless you want to be testing your drugs, but that can be quite expensive and you have to send off quite a lot. So you've got to pay for the test, and then you've got to also send off the gear that you've purchased. So it's not a cheap process. It's not as easy as, say, recreational drugs where you can just get a testing kit, dip the powder in, and it comes out a certain colour. It's not as easy as that, which is a bit of a challenge, but that's why we get blood work done regularly. And if you think something's off, you can just get a cheap test from somewhere like Medichecks. Check, say, just testosterone, estrogen, probably prolactin. That'll probably cost about 80 quid, that test, and that's cheap, by the way. But your health is not something to question the value of. So if you need a blood test, go get a blood test done, and make sure you pay for it. I understand, like, money is tight for a lot of people. It's tight for me. I think I have more disposable income than I think I do. I mean, I really don't. It's just one of those things. You've got to prioritise your health. You've got to have the health supplements. So I'm obviously not going to show you what these drugs are sat in front of me, but I will get out my health supplements for you in a second, and I'll show you what those are. Just as sort of a bare essential. I don't really go super crazy on them, but you can spend a lot of money, and it's not cheap anyway with what I take, but they are very essential, and not taking them is going to be worse than if you did. So let me get those out for you. That is everything in the morning. Those are all drugs. No supplementation yet. Come on, refocus there, lads. Probably the best cream of rice you can get, JP chocolate fudge flavour. I'm doing 100 grams of this, which is 4 scoops. But I'm still going to weigh it out because we want to be accurate. I've already put a couple in. Boil your water, which I did earlier, so I'm going to reheat it. But you want to mix it up real nice. Fork. You are going to eat it with a spoon, but we're going to mix it with a fork. So the ratio, I've been told by girlfriend over here, Miss Landos, is 4 to 1, and it does seem to work. So it's going to weigh out 400 grams or mil of water, because it's exactly the same thing. It doesn't have to be exact, it's not like it's calories. And then we just start mixing, and it should thicken up real good. I realise this is quite boring footage, but this is the thing as a bodybuilder. The majority of your day is not super exciting. It's not lifting big weights all the time. It's looking forward to your chocolate flavoured cream of rice after your cardio in the morning. So, as you can tell, I'm not very caffeinated at the minute. Currently having a decaf coffee, which is probably a bad choice considering it is about 10 in the morning. So, this meal 2, because I did my cardio a bit later than normal, as it was a weekend. Meal 1 was literally just before this, and then straight on to making meal 2 and eating. Yeah, we'll have more of a chat once I've sit down and done this. Once I've sat down, once I've sit down. This is something that Ali has got me on because I was having cereal before, and it just doesn't really hit the spot anymore. So, cream of rice is a bit hot, but very, very, very good, very fucking tasty. Perfect substitute, really, because cereal's actually not that cheap, especially with the amount I eat, but there you go, or used to eat. How have I been feeling? Today is 105.5 kilos, so about half a kilo down from yesterday. We were out in the sun all day yesterday in Brighton, as you might be able to tell. This is just me hot after training, hence big fan here. But yeah, a bit tired today, we both are. You just got to get on with it, really. But how am I feeling in terms of prep? I feel good in terms of prep. I feel like I'm in a very good position. I'm liking all the check-in photos I'm taking. Ali was just about to start with a posing client, so I could probably shut the fuck up, talk to you in a bit. But yeah, feeling good on prep. I think we both are, but things are starting getting towards the sharper end of things now, and we are getting tired occasionally. Ali has just finished with the morning clients, so we're just about to have, I'm about to have what you're having. meal 2, I'm having my pre-workout meal, which is again oats and whey protein, and then we're going to head out for some steps, grab a coffee, drink that on the way back on this roasting hot day. And I don't like iced coffee, so I'm going to regular coffee. And then it is leg day today. So it's weird to think 9 weeks out, I've got 9 leg sessions left of prep. I've actually only got 8 until the first show. Scary times. Hello. Right, we're back again, sitting at this very table, and probably going to forget, or not record. I don't know if I'm going to record the leg session today. In Kings, it'll be roasting, and I usually just like to get on and do that session because it's really fucking hard. I might get Josh to, we'll do a filming day with Josh for legs because it's a pretty brutal session. I just need to be in the zone for it right now. Anyway, while this is still boiling, we're going to run through my health supplements, which we didn't do before. Basic stuff. Come on, focus, you bastard. Trained by GYMBEAST Omega B or 5, or what you want to call it. It's essentially just a very well dosed omega-3 product. 3 grams of flaxseed oil, and in that you've got 1,650 milligrams of alpha lino. I don't even know how to say that. Look, it's just a very good product in terms of omega-3s. Obviously, omega-3 is very good for reducing inflammation. So any training inflammation you're going to incur, it's going to cause over time you end up, aches and pains, joint ache, possibly tendonitis if you're pushing things. So this will definitely help alleviate those symptoms before you get them, and obviously is preventative, and once you've got them anyway, it's going to be helpful to relieve. So very, very useful supplement. Also good if you're on drugs. Very good for the blood panel and cholesterol, that sort of thing. More if you're on the drugs. CV stack. This is for heart health. Lots of Q10 and things like that. I couldn't list you off all of these things and what they do, but I take it for heart health. I remember during off season, I was starting to get a bit sort of like I could fit. I wasn't that heavy yet. I was like 106, 107 kilos. And I was a bit like I could feel it, my chest beating. I was like, that's not great. So I got on this and started on 2 lots of 20 minutes of cardio a week, and that seemed to sort it out. And I started feeling a lot fitter and a lot healthier. So, quality product, very good if you want to keep your heart in decent nick. Max is the absolute bare necessity when it comes to being assisted. This is your general health sort of product. There's many other products which will contain larger quantities of the ingredients in this, and obviously they will specifically aid those organs specific to that ingredient more so. However, this is an all-rounder, very, very good all-rounder. They do taste a bit weird, but it's your health at the end of the day. £40 a month. If you can't afford that, you can't afford to take gear. So this is an absolute essential to come with any anabolic use. And finally, this little sucker's P5P, which is just a load of vitamin B6 in a very bioavailable form. I take 3 of these a day, which is 450 milligrams of B6 a day. This stuff helps keep your prolactin down. And obviously, as we know, prolactin, if it is elevated, can cause the growth of breast tissue, which is not what we want. We do not want gyno, we do not want titties. So 2 to 3 of those a day, preventative of increasing prolactin without having to take drugs, stuff like Caber or tamoxifen. You don't have, if you're on this stuff the whole time, you should be fine. I would obviously keep those around just in case, but this stuff should be very useful in terms of keeping that prolactin down, preventing any gyno that you'll get from gear use. And that is my main sort of anabolic stack in terms of keeping my health in check with supplementation. I do take a few other things, but they're mostly from Holland and Barrett, stuff like vitamin C, vitamin D. I take a probiotic every day. I take turmeric because it has similar qualities in terms of helping your gut move about. Vitamin A and vitamin K. So, a few bits, nothing crazy. I mean, my cupboard is full, and it's a lot of pills to swallow in the evening. It's a lot of pills. I also take a prostate supplement because I have a prostate problem that I picked up from stress when I moved to London, which was great. There's quite a lot of things, but these are the things that I would say in terms of steroid use. These are your basics. This is stuff to buy, all available at GYMBEAST, and use my code BigKent10 for 10% off. It's not cheap. This sport isn't cheap, but neither is, you know, what's worth a few £100, maybe £100 a month versus potential heart, kidney, liver problems 10, 20, 30 years in the future. I'd pay the money because I can afford it. If you can't afford it, you shouldn't be on gear. That's my take. If you can't do the utmost you can to keep your health in check, you can't afford blood tests, you can't afford this stuff, you shouldn't be taking steroids. It's pretty simple, because you will fuck your health up rapidly. And I don't think you realise, a lot of people don't realise just how rapidly you can do it. Especially if you start getting gyno and stuff like that, and you don't keep it in check, you're just going to end up with, you're going to need surgery. There's no other option if you don't keep that in check, and that costs a lot of money. It's like 3-4 grand for a decent surgeon, either at Harley Street or wherever. You don't want to do that. Pay the money, keep yourself in check. Don't be a dumbass, because it's not worth it in this game, because you won't be in it for a very long time if you are. Anyway, rant over. I'm going to eat this, and then we'll go out for a walk and get a nice coffee, because I very much need it, as after yesterday, we're both pretty fucking shattered. Bye.
It's a little bit later than usual. We normally travel there on Wednesday, but
Alright, it is now Sunday evening. We have trained legs. It was extremely hot. It's one of those sessions that felt like it was about 4 hours long, but it was only really 2 hours. And it was rough. But we got it done. All the steps are now done. I may have accidentally eaten the meal without filming it, and that was 500 grams of cake and 375 grams of potato boiled with 100 grams of green beans. I'm just cooking my final meal, which is 300 grams of prawns, 375 grams of white potato, and 100 grams of green beans. Very fucking simple. I wouldn't normally have the hake and the prawns, but it's Sunday, and I like to change it away from chicken on Sunday, because, I mean, fish is pretty expensive, so I don't have it all the time. And it's just sort of a bit of a treat, really, so that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, not much more to add, to be honest. I just need to do some seasoning, and then I'll be back. Right, there we go. This stuff, garlic herb seasoning, is my new favourite thing. So I just whack this on everything. You might think garlic and herb on prawns, bit strange, but it works. And I've already cooked all the potato because I did it earlier, just did it in one go. So that's all done. Mix this around. We're both pretty tired. I think it's the heat more than anything. I don't think it's prep. We haven't really been feeling preppy as such. Well, I'm 9 weeks out as of today. You're 8. 7 weeks and 6 days. 8 weeks out. And it hasn't really hit either of us yet. Ideally, it doesn't, you know. But I think we're definitely finding that this year it's a lot easier to prep with somebody who's also prepping, and somebody that understands the necessities of the job, essentially, as well as being a very good partner while you're at it, and enjoying each other's company far too much. So, you know, it's a lot easier than when you're with somebody that you don't. So, yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, happy days. Ali is currently having some yogurt.
Yogurt and strawberries. Oh, that's not a great angle. And thank you. And whey.
Whey. I'm a bit sunburned, I think. A little bit. Don't know. Anyway, I've been trying to play some more video games recently, so I've been playing a lot of Gran Turismo 7 because I needed a game that was just going to be really relaxing. I've been trying to play Elden Ring and it's hard. And obviously it's hard. I finished all the other ones apart from Demon Souls. So I wasn't feeling it, and when you start, you know, you start getting a bit deep into prep, your attention span isn't very long. So like, I can play Gran Turismo for like an hour or two, and then I have to swap onto something else. Or the same for Elden Ring, because your mind wants to dart away from stuff, or you just want to watch YouTube, you want to do something else. Not that I sit around all day and do this and have that much time for it, but when I do, it's just difficult to sit down. So short and sharp. But I have just swapped my PlayStation Plus membership over to not the premium, but the second level, so I get access to some other games, because I wanted to play Red Dead Redemption 2, because I'm not, but it's free on that, rather than being 55 quid new still. I've gone with that, downloading that. It's going to take about 4 or 5 hours. What do we tend to do in the evenings? We've been watching Stranger Things.
And just chill.
Like...
Just try and actually do some chilling out.
It's not bodybuilding 24/7. And it shouldn't be, because if it is, then you're a boring cunt, because you haven't got anything else going on in your life, and it means you can't switch off, which you need to be able to do. Well, I think we were going to go watch Thor today, but it's too fucking hot. Might go sometime this week.
It's a good excuse not to be on your phone as well, just for a bit.
Exactly.
Especially on prep, and
start
comparing yourself to other people all the time, and it's just not really that productive.
It's not. Even though I don't really do that.
No.
But
I don't do it anymore, but I did.
yeah.
But just being off your phone is good.
Yeah, I mean, this weather's great and all, but I think we're already over it.
Yeah, I can't cope, to be fair.
It's fucking brutal. 30 odd degrees. Although, this is getting a bit of a joke, to be honest. Obviously I've been walking around shirtless, you get a few looks. But
oh, they love it.
the amount this has come in the past like week or so, it's just still obviously holding a bit of tit fat here, and I've got some on the glutes, but I'm not going to show those right now, and a bit on my lower back, but it's coming in pretty rapido. So rapido. Quick. Come on, BigKent.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. It's got to be done, really. And this feels like a fucking advert all the time, which I hate in videos, but
the thing is, everything that you buy from GYMBEAST
I use prolifically, and I still spend more money on top of the things that I already get. So it's all
it's legit.
It's all worth it, and I definitely use all of it. I'm not out here selling hair products which I don't use, or skincare routines, because I just use one fucking moisturiser. Look at this conditioner, it helped regrow my hair. That'll have had any hair loss. Wonder who I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm just putting the potatoes in the microwave. This camera is currently sat on the microwave. So I'll move it, otherwise you'll just hear it.
But Sundays is usually food.
Nope. Mondays for me is normally food prep, because I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I need to prep for those 3 days, and then the other days I can just make it at home. So it's a nice fresh meal. Considering I thought I'd caught the sun, I'm still looking very pasty in this camera. That's pretty much Sunday wrapped up. I'm probably going to play some video games once I've had my dinner. We are on to Stranger Things Series 4 now.
It's very good.
We've seen Vecna, some sort of weird shit octopus man. He looks very moist. That's all I'll say. He looks very squishy and moist. You're like, can you put some skin on, lad? It looks a bit weird. But so I know this has been very incoherent, and this is going for Josh. This is going to be an absolute nightmare to edit. So I fully expect to have to pay him lots of money for the editing. But hopefully this has been entertaining. And just sort of trying to provide a bit more content other than just the gym videos. So you get a bit more of my personality on my channel, as well as more of this lady, this lovely lady.
Just me walking around dressed as a small boy.
I don't know of many small boys that dress in just a t-shirt.
Fashion hunt.
Anyway, what's the moniker for ending? Comment, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend.
And let us know if you like vlogs rather than training.
I mean, hopefully, if you've got this far, you probably do. But if you just got this far because you hate it that much that you want to criticize the whole thing, then I perfectly understand that as well. And just put your criticisms down below, vent your anger, your frustration.
But if there's something you want to see, let us know.
Don't say my ass, because you're not going to see it.
No.
Any suggestions or anything like that? Anything you want? I would try and start doing like the streaming stuff for video for oh, what's it called? What's the video? Twitch. I would try and start doing that. It's just the time of day.
Yeah,
I don't have it.
So then I'd have no boyfriend.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure how I feel about all this.
Hopefully in time when I'm full time doing this, that will be a possibility. But for now it's not, sadly. So anyway, see you later.
Bye.
Whatever time, yeah, you're going to bed now. You got to go fucking bed now. That's the rule. Anyway, hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.